Good morning, everyone. Thank you for attending today's webinar on roofing and cladding, managing project digitally. My name is Fabien Crochetet. I'm the account director for roofing, cladding, building envelope here at Archdesk in the UK, and I will be your host for today. So let me share my screen. So, before starting, as the saying goes in roofing, the sky is the limit if you have a roof over your head. So don't let your roofing business collapse under the stress of change and new regulation. So over this presentation, let's have a look at what's the state of the roofing and cladding industry today, the switch to digital tool, and how we can transform your roofing and cladding business with Archdesk. I will finish up with a live demonstration, some success story, and let's take a Q&A at the end. So as the roofing and cladding industry is evolving, so are its needs and challenges. After a 21% decline in market value in 2020, a contractor like yourself have seen reported a significant increase in workloads in Q4 last year and Q1 this year. But the question I'm asking is how, and this is rightly pointed out by James Stallman, how are we going to meet these demands, which is really hampered by continue material shortage and price rises, recruitment difficulties. And in addition to that, as a contractor, you have to face big challenges on a day-to-day basis on your operation. For example, around over and underestimating job. 90% of contractors underbid their job and undercut their profit. Many underestimate their overhead. Late payment of due account is widespread. Increased government requirement and regulation. It's all about how you meet standard, quality, quality control and proper inspection, which is critical to project success. It can lead to leaks, leakage, and other damages, such as in your reputation or in the building, and managing the roof and cladding construction process, which is today done pretty manually. A lot of manual intervention is required at each stage of the process. So that's why a lot of companies like yourself are looking at technology to solve some of these challenges. And but much of the roofing and cladding industry has not kept up with the digital world. And a recent study by KPMG has received the figures on the screen. It's when it comes to be future ready, the industry admits it's largely it isn't. But there's some good news. There's a switch, as I mentioned. We see in this fast-paced environment, more and more roofing and cladding company embracing digital technology to increase productivity. Some of the things we see from the leading contractor is they're striving to go paperless and leverage digital format to improve each business processes. There is Beam with the rise of off-site construction. So we see a lot of roofing supplier already providing data profile of their product to go into the Beam model. And also when you bid on a contract, biennial contract, especially in the public sector, you have to understand the BIM level 2. You have to demonstrate your knowledge to the main contractor when tendering for the work. Then there is the issue of hyperconnectivity and collaborative roofing and cladding company. It's all about the rise of mobility to be able to access information anywhere at any times. And then connected data. It's about data analytic, having the right data in the right format to drive your business. And the goal of Archdesk is about optimizing the data flow, not the data silo. And we are proposing today to the cladding and roofing industry a solution to manage the golden thread of information. Two details: how a roof or a cladding was designed, installed, and managed. So with all the project and asset data being held digitally, data could be from estimating, procuring, tendering, etc., etc. So what we want to avoid is having any data silo during the life cycle of a project. So we are here to eliminate your silos. So we don't want to have your team chasing information across organization and application, which slow the discovery of issue, and that's driving cost up and delay schedule. We want to automate your information. We eliminate spreadsheet and which can jeopardize data integrity. And it's about giving you visibility and with having accurate and real-time information to measure performances in a meaningful against budget in a meaningful and proactive way across all your projects. So all the data that you're capturing across the life cycle of a project will be consolidated within Archdesk and will be used to do predictive analysis on future projects. No more island. It's about one single source of truth. In terms of I mentioned a lot about data, we are all about managing information and managing, sharing, storing, analyzing this information company-wide across browser, across platform, whatever on mobile, tablet, PCs. And those information can come from different. Well, this is the type of capability we are able to deploy for our customer, managing information on scheduling your resource, your task, managing your document, tracking information from site to office, budgeting your project, having dashboard, detailed, personalized dashboard on detailed reporting, managing change, estimating your project, cost. All this information can be managed at company level and at project information. But what's differentiate Archdesk against some of the a lot of player in the market? We are able to map your company processes, your departmental process, your different discipline. What we do is we're gonna break the solution into mini solution and then hand select really the solution, the bricks you really need, and the solution will be tailored to your organization. This is a really highly configurable solution, so it's about providing a personalized experience to you and your user. One the goal of that also to have a single within the roofing and cladding industry, one of the main things a solution should address is helping you remain compliant. Adhering to the established building code is one of the many vital matters to follow by roofer and cladding company. Building code govern the entire roofing and cladding process. In addition to that, you have accreditation from different industry on standard from BSI and the government new regulation. For example, there is a lot of talk at the moment around the cladding being discussed in Parliament due to the Grenfell incident. So what Archdesk is going to do is being able to help you map your processes to remain compliant. What are the processes you need to go through? Schedule your resources, schedule the things you need to do to remain compliant, and also manage capturing information from the site in a different way. For example, we have customized form. This is one of the way. At the end of the day, it's about reducing risk, avoiding wasting time by doing rework, site return, and losing a lot of vital information for your business. So Archdesk is all about it's about everything your business require under one roof. It's about managing information from project management, project financial, and operation. And I will move to the demonstration piece of Archdesk, and I want to insist on 4 key capabilities, which are key what we are seeing a lot from roofing and cladding company around advanced data analysis and reporting, about how we can streamline your estimation, quoting, and procurement process in one place, how we can map your processes, and how we can really optimize the site to office communication and better managing your subcontractors from a operational point of view, but also from a financial point of view. Okay, I will move to the demonstration. So this is the first thing that you seeing when you log in into Archdesk is your project dashboard. Archdesk gives you the possibility to have an overview of your project data through personalized dashboard and details reporting at the project level or across all your projects. The, this dashboard can be easily configured to meet your reporting needs, and they are based on your business processes. So from what we've seen, for example, from a lot of our roofing and cladding customer, they want to track their financial at a company level. This is an example of a financial dashboard that a lot of that we seeing at our customer. This is just an example. It doesn't mean to be like that for your company. And what a lot of company, what roofing company, they want to be able to track what they're invoicing to their client on a monthly and yearly basis, what they're procuring on a monthly and yearly basis. And other thing that you can track within Archdesk, you can track some specific business process. For example, which could be a stage of a process, for example, estimation, or it could be the pre-construction, or we could imagine tracking some different services or line of business. For example, I want to track all my new build pitch roof, all my flat roof process, and etc., or PO form, etc., etc. And if I click on one of the dashboards, for example, a new build pitch roof, what ArcGIS allows you to do is to dig down into the information. It's about drilling to make it's an intuitive system. So in a quick snapshot, you can understand where you are on this particular construction delivery, where you are in the process. And if I want to know more, I can just click on the project and be redirected to the information in question. So now we have seen the dashboard. So let's start managing project. If I go into one of a project by entering by the project tab, for example, on this project, when I start a new project, we start from an inquiry. So I will need to describe my project, and all those fields to describe a project will be personalized for your organization. So they can be anything you want, from date, file, amount input, file input, etc. But the interesting thing on those fields, they're not just field, you can report on that. And also by selecting some having, for example, if you have different type of project, here we have a new build, that by selecting this information, that will trigger certain business process, approval workflow, level of information you need to collect. So we can it's a really granular system for small project, big project, etc. So you can tailor the system as you want. And then once you describe your project, you want to also describe the processes you're gonna need to go through. So these are for this roofing company, they're going through a sales estimation, pre-construction, and pitch roof and handover. And we notice this pitch roof, because we selected new build, that was automatically added by the system. It's intelligent enough to recognize you are working on your new build project. And those processes, they can have two goals: to monitor where you are in the process, where quickly you can update where you are, and also you can describe the processes, the procedure you need to go through. Procedures can be done, can be done by doing adding some to-dos, having a kind of a checklist of what do I need to do to complete this handover documentation, what are the document, the file I need to access. But also, once you're about to complete this step, you will need, maybe you want to collect to make sure this has been completed. And we can use form with approval process. Once this form has been complete, me as a maybe company director, project manager, I will approve it. Arcdesk has the capabilities to recreate and anytime form and document your company needs. The idea behind that is to go paperless, as I mentioned before, eliminate any documents and have real-time information coming from the site. And we have a form builder. This is drag and drop, easy form, no need to have development skill. We will do it for you, but you can do it in a few clicks. That just form takes 20 minutes to build. And then So mentioning about form, we're starting to collaborate on the project. And Archdesk has 4 ways to structure communication, collaboration around project. You can do that for notes. Both are kind of a journal of a project. You can share information with a team, for example, different stakeholder. We've seen the to do, which can be mini task to myself or different to different member of a team assigned. They can be linked to a process or task in the program. We've seen form. Form can be attached to a process, as we've seen, but they could be attached to a code or a program. And then there is another thing about RFI. If you want to send some requests for information, this is about if you want to send some email requesting a code from a supplier, or there's a change happening on the project, or if there's a defect on site, that could be used from internally and externally. This is another way to manage information. And then, so we have started to collaborate on a project. Now let's start to managing schedule. So Arcdesk allows you to manage different activities on all your activities on your project. So, for example, understand what are the task is about, when it starts, what is ending, what is the status, the discipline, manage a budget, what you're spending, what are the cost category, etc., etc. All this information will be can be collected from the site, from your field user, from mobile apps, from time sheetings. If somebody fill a time sheet on site, that will affect the spend on the project. And you can have one of the beauty of Arcdesk, you can have managing different program, a program of work, a program of procurement to know when do I need to order material, when they're going to be delivered, etc. A program of maintenance. And then all this activity can be visualized on a Gantt chart. So, and this visualization, for example, will enable you to understand all the interdependence between tasks on the project. And then this schedule can be easily imported from Microsoft Project, Primavera, or exported. You can do everything within Arcdesk if you wish to. Then when we have started collaborating on managing task and schedule, and let's move to the financial part of the system. So everything start from the code in Arcdesk. Code is the cornerstone of all the financial processes. And within from code, you will be able to calculate a budget from your project, calculate the profitability of a project, raise purchase order, purchase invoice, and etc., etc. And you can have multiple code on your project, managing, for example, different version of the code. If there's a change order from your client, and code can be created in a very easy way. You can create a code from scratch, or we could imagine you want to import some requirement for a customer or work in Excel and everything. We have importer and exporter, and you can import this code, this estimation directly into Arcdesk. And one of the things also in Arcdesk is about leveraging best practices. And a lot of our clients are creating code template. The idea is not to reinvent the wheel every time you're starting a new project. So you can start the different, depending on the type, is it flat roof, cladding, etc. You can have different type of code pre-populated, and you can start from it. So let's get into one of the code. So once you enter a code, obviously you're creating a code, you will need to describe what you're estimating for, what you're going to code, what are the different references. Those fields will be personalized to your organization. And you will have your code dashboard once it's so to monitor what you're going to code to your customer, what are your costs, what you're receiving in terms of payment from your customer, what you're paying your supplier, and also you will have an approval process to go through the different stage of this code. So we created this code, whatever way we did it. Now let's start to populate this with different section, package of work. So this can be done by managing this different section on the left. So let's get into one of them. So So let's go to the Tinder. So all the different columns can be personalized to your organization. But one of the key thing I want to mention today on this presentation, you are able to categorize each items in different category. Here we see material, for example. That will help you to keep track of profitability. So, and obviously this category cost information will, this is your internal cost and will not be seen by the customer when you send a code. And obviously you can do a markup on propose a unit offer on markup once you get the cost from your supplier. The way to have an item, you can have a simple item, advanced item, which advanced item, a system with subcomponent, or we can have a product, you can add an item from a product catalog, so you can define a catalog of product which maybe you have in stock, or you have imported a product catalog from one of your supplier into that with pre-agreed price. So this is how you can do it. Let's get in one of the other section, because you can manage also subcontracting work with that. So these are the item that you can track the cost related to subcontractor, and you can even have a split between labor and material. And obviously these things you can decide what is visible or not by your clients. So once you have pre-populated your code with adding some file if you need, some specification to be visible to by your client, adding payment terms, so it can be your payment term. Let's now share this information, share this code. It can be done internally or externally via email. You can even print it, download it, and you can send an electronic copy to your client with everything that we added. This is just a template just to show, this is just an example of what a code could look like or not for your organization. And then once your clients receive it, they can just accept it or decline it. If we decline it, the code will go back into draft mode. So let's say our client is happy. Let's start procuring on the project. So let me maybe procure, you can procure on the whole code, or maybe on one section of a code, or I want to add to procure one particular item with a supplier, for example. There we go. So now we're creating a purchase order. So maybe let's add one of a supplier, and the supplier, need to every time to enter manually both the detail. We will import your supplier information, whatever system they're coming from, if it's from Sage, Oracle, SAP, Xero, QuickBook, whatever you are, we are able to import this supplier information into Archdesk. When you created your code, then same your purchase order, same thing than the code, it will go through an approval process. And one other thing you can see on the screen, you are able to track your until the delivery of those items, which can be to your warehouse on site. So once it arrives on site, site manager will approve it, etc. So one of the things I wanted to ask you, to show you, is so we went through for a different process, from creating a project, from creating a code, purchase order. Obviously, you can manage even more, but and this is to show you that all the information is linked within Archdesk. So this process should maybe takes weeks to happen. You can easily come back to information. If I click on project, I will be going back to the project information, and I could have come back to the code. So all the information I have collected so far on my program, the code, and my code will be consolidated at the project and at the financial dashboard. So the financial dashboard gives you or a consolidated view of all the information you can get. So, and which will help you to understand the budget of your project, the project value, what are your costs are, what are your anticipated profit, what information, what payment you have received today, what payment you need, what have you've made to your supplier, and in terms of a cost category, if you want to dig a little bit further, you can have a breakdown into that. Okay, so I can understand why we have a we have a we have we spend more than planned. So this is what a snapshot of what I wanted to be some of the key capability in Archdesk. But within Archdesk, you can even manage your information around your employees, your asset. You can also, in the scheduling module, do your capacity planning. So manage capacity, your resource allocated across all your project, across your company, with even your asset, how they're being allocated. So what are people, even having a company outlook, you can manage your to-do at company level, your financial and your stock. There is much more that the solution can do for your business. Is it an end-to-end solution? But it doesn't mean you need to implement everything. You can switch on, switch off information as you need, as you require, and switch them on over time. So I want to now let's move to we in terms of a customer which we've been working with many customers like yourself within the industry. We have more than 10,000 users globally and also 120 clients more in the UK, for example, alone. And those we have many roofing company and cladding company which has chosen Archdesk. And the reason why they have chosen Arcdesk is because of its flexibilities, this ability to have to be one single platform to cover the end-to-end. It's ease of use, to implement as well. So, and the type of benefit that our customer have been receiving by using Arcdesk just this is an example on the screen. But we've been working on a lot of customer like us, and you can lean on us to identify potential ROI for your business. And we can understand how we can generate automation for your business. Capitalize on what the good things you have been doing for your business so far, and how we can take it to the next level. So I will now open the Q&A session for today. So let me check if there's any question you would like. Please go into the Q&A section and ask. Don't hesitate to ask any questions. So I, I have a question regarding integration. So if we integrate with Xero, so yes, we have a live integration with Xero. So we are able to push any type of document from Arcdesk into Xero. This is something that we have invested quite a lot. Also, we have see on Sage. This is also we are able to push any information within Sage, so any financial documents. So the idea between that is to provide an optimized end-to-end process from Access into Xero. I've got also a question around the implementation. So how long does it take to implement the solution? So usually what we see, we have a proven implementation um, uh, process. So proven implementation process. So what we're going to do, we're going to sit down with you to understand the way you work. Then we're going to configure the solution, obviously integrated with your with your existing system. Then we're going to deliver the solution to you, and then you benefit from ongoing support. This usually takes a standard implementation up to 1 month. It could take shorter. Yes, so this we have done it many times for many customers like yourself. So this is something we can. And one of the things I want to mention that Arcdesk is an all-inclusive service, so it includes the usage of the service and also the implementation, the technical support. So you don't need to get it right the first time. If you want to completely redesign the system in 6 months' time, you can do so. I've been asked if we have a mobile app. So yes, you can. We have a mobile app where you can manage your tasks, expenses, having your access to financial information, manage your time, etc., etc. So this is support Androids, iPhone, Wisdom phone, etc., etc. I have other. So we can integrate with also with CRM. So Archdesk, one of the things it's quite worth mentioning is it can act as an open API. We are able to integrate with any type of system. We have more than 120 data entry points that describe the whole construction industry. So we can link any type of object from your existing system as long as it has open API and link it within Archdesk. We've done it with many customers like yourself, from directly connected to the asset management model or CRM or ERP, etc., etc. In terms, I've got another question regarding photos. Yes, you can upload photos from your mobile app or directly from the system. Is the mobile apps included in the licensing plan from yes per user? So we have two type of user on our startup package. Is we have office user who benefit from who can use the web application and also using the mobile capability, and we have mobile apps, and the mobile apps is because the mobile is included in the service. So can CIS subcontractors submit their application? Yeah, we can manage, we can do a CIS report within the application. This is something which is possible. Let me see if there are any other question. No, I think this is it. So I would like to thank you for your time today. So we will be getting back in touch with you to share a recording of today's presentation, and also with additional information. And also I will share the copy of my presentation. So I would like to thank you very much for your time today, and have a good day. Thank you. Bye-bye.